Hey Saskia, this is Lori Camp, Soul Sisters Digital Design. Thanks for chatting with me last week. I loved getting to know you a little bit, and I'm shooting this video to give you an idea of how your current website is stacking up against your competition online, and to give you some steps you can take to improve things. I always talk about how Google crawls the web. It is really looking for three things. So content, citations, and backlinks. So those are the things I will be talking about. And when I'm talking about content, I'm really just referring to the words and images on your site. So Google likes to see between 1,500 and 2,000 words, kind of at a minimum, on the page to give it a really good idea of what you do and where you are. The exact amount is going to kind of depend on your competition and then also the number of keywords needed. Now, a keyword is really anything someone might type into Google looking for a particular service or product. So let's look at what a Google search might look like for you. So I pulled up, because it seems to be one of the main focuses for you, I actually looked at equine therapy, Starke, Florida. And what comes up first is what we call the map pack. At the top three listed here are really I'm going to get the most traffic because they're super easy to find and they're listed right away. So the way to get in these top three is to make sure, one, that you have a Google business profile, which you do, and to fill it out as much and as completely as possible. And then the third aspect of that is having your name, address, and phone number listed in as many relevant directories on the web as possible. Now, those can be everything from Yelp and Yellow Pages, even to Facebook. But the more times you have your name, address, and phone number appearing in them, the more power it gives to your profile. And each place you do that is considered a citation. The idea is that your brand begins to be found by Google all over the internet. And the larger your online presence is, the more Google trusts you. Now, below this map pack is what we call the organics, and this is not paid. So ideally, you want to be in the top three here as well. By being in the top three of the map pack, you'll get about a 30% increase over your organic results. And by being in the top three of the organic results, you'll see about 75% of the traffic happening for that keyword. So back to content for a moment. I've got your site pulled up here, and as I told you last week, it is lovely. I absolutely love the look and feel of it. It's very specific to what you do. Um, and you've got a good amount of content, which is awesome. I actually plugged you into a word counter and found that you've got 890 words. But what that tells me is that there is some room, even within this page, to add in some words that will help with that keyword. With people finding you. Remember, your content is what allows you to really let Google know what you want to be found for. So by placing those keywords all throughout your page, you tell Google exactly what kind of people might be interested in your service or product. So for you, if you're an equine therapist in Starke, Florida, you want to tell Google that so that there's no doubt at all about what you do and where you are. But one of the things I do when I'm looking at websites is I look at them kind of on a back end and use this tool called RFs. So when I plugged your site into this, I can see several uh, factors about it. One of which is that right now you're not really getting any traffic. And that's because you're really only being found for one keyword. And that keyword is actually your name. So while 90 people per month are searching for you, which is awesome, even for your name, you're in position 33, which puts you at the top of the fourth page. So it's not really translating to any traffic. In contrast, let's take a look at, when we were looking at this equine therapy, the first therapy barn or healing hooves was the first one that came up. So we're going to take a look at them. And then we're also going to take a look at healing hoof steps, which looks very similar, but we're going to try and look at both of those. So here's the healinghoofsteps.org website. And if I'm looking at them through this same lens, I can see that they're actually getting 44 unique visitors per month. And that is being driven off of 61 keywords. And if I drill down and look at those, I can see that some of that is the name of their business. But for example, here's one: horseback riding, Crestview, Florida. That's being searched 30 times per month. They're in the 10th spot for that. So that's getting them 1 unique visitor per month. So some of these they're not getting much traffic for either, but those are on, they're working on it. And if I look at Healing Hooves, I can see that they're getting 110 unique visitors per month, and that's based off of 107 keywords. So let's take a look at theirs. So equine therapy near me is just something that Google does automatically. So we would rather look at, say, equine assisted learning. Well, that term is being searched 150 times per month. They're in position 5 for that. So you definitely want to be in the top 10 because there are 10 Google results per result page. So by being in position 5, that puts you about midway down the first page. Well, because of that, they're getting 15 unique visitors per month just for that particular search term. So you can see how important it is to make sure that you are targeting the right keywords within your content. Now, the last piece of the ranking puzzle is what we call a backlink. So a backlink is anywhere you find one website linking to another via clickable or hyperlink text. So these links act like an endorsement of your website from others, which Google again uses to build trust in your business by seeing these other businesses vouch for you. So it's kind of like a popularity contest, but not all links are created equal. Those relevant to your website will count more, as will those that are local. And ideally, they should be just as powerful as they are, they should be powerful in their own right. So let's take a look at what your backlink profile looks like. So because backlinks can vary in strength and relevancy, Google really uses a calculation to determine how strong your backlink profile is. And this tool, Ahrefs, tries to mimic that. And so when I'm comparing websites, because the number of backlinks can vary, I really look at these two numbers right here. So these are both ratings on a scale of 0 to 100. And this DR rating is saying how powerful are no, sorry. Yeah, so how powerful are those websites that are coming in their own right? And this UR rating is how much do I trust them, or how much does Google trust them really? Ideally, these numbers want to be as close together as possible so that the ratio is as close to 1 as possible, but this really isn't that far apart. But right now you're not really registering on the power scale, and on the trustworthy scale, you're at about a 4.1. So let's take a look at the Healing Hooves Steps site. So they are actually at a 13 and an 11, and those are pretty close together. So that's they're doing pretty well there. And if we look at the therapybarn.org, which is that healing, therapybarn.com, their profile is at a 6 and a 10. So, somewhat powerful, a little bit powerful, but the ones they're getting are kind of trustworthy. So, that is also increasing. So it's once these three things come together, um, the content, the backlinks, and the citations, that's when you begin ranking higher and higher and more customers find you. So I hope this information was helpful. We're scheduled to meet this week, so I'd love to get your feedback on it. And we will see what we can do to talk about what your goals are. And we can do some research to figure out exactly what might be realistic for your business and what it would take to reach those goals. Again, hope this was helpful. Look forward to your feedback. My name is Lori with Soul Sisters Digital Design. My number is 352-235-9803. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to that feedback. Have a good day.